American cities like Philadelphia, New York City, and Boston all have rich American history. However, what sets Boston apart is that it was the patriotic center of the colonies, as well as where the American Revolution began. In addition, the importing and exporting of goods and soldiers meant that it was a key strategic city for both the Americans and the British. Today, I'm attending Boston by Foot's Road to Revolution tour, which is led by Dr. Huan Li, who studied American history at Smith College and the University of Massachusetts. He's been actively engaged with the exchange of culture between China and the United States, aiming to create a deeper understanding of American history. The tour has 18 locations, shown on your screen now. And the best part, I'm taking you with me. 4 events in the Boston area are well known. First, the Boston Massacre. After the British Parliament added additional taxes upon the colonies, outrage was growing rapidly to a boiling point. Finally, on March 5, 1770, British soldiers met a mob of around 400 patriots. The mob began verbally and physically harassing the soldiers before the soldiers opened fire. Future President John Adams defended the British soldiers. Why do you think John Adams protected the soldiers even though he knew it would ruin his reputation, and because he was a future president, so how did that work?
John Adams, he knew his defense of these soldiers would ruin his reputation, ruin his bad impact on his business. That's true. But anyway, since his lawyer believe moral principle, to him, moral principle, justice is more important than your political standing. That's why he said, okay, we want to get result based on facts. He does not want to control by Bostonians' mood.
Next, the Old South Meeting House. The first official meeting of the colonies was in Philadelphia in 1774.
After Tea Party, British government issued martial law. Yeah, they closed all the ports of Boston. So this warning also a signal to alert all the other 12 colonies. So they said, okay, if Great Britain could do this kind of thing to Bostonian, to Massachusetts, they could do the same thing to us.
However, anniversary meetings occurred at the Old South Meeting House after the Boston Massacre in 1770, as well as a meeting about British taxation on the day of the Boston Tea Party. Third, Paul Revere's Ride. The first intrusion of British soldiers into the colonies was in Boston. The concern was for them to continue northwestward toward Lexington and Concord. Paul Revere was assigned to warn residents along the way. Last but not least, the Bunker Hill Battle. The first major battle of the American Revolution happened just outside of Boston. This resulted from a British plan to defend the Boston harbor by securing surrounding hills. After the colonists heard of this, reinforcements occupied Bunker Hill and nearby Breed Hill. The battle resulted in many more British casualties than colonial casualties, and the sobering reality for the British that Minutemen and militia could defend against regular army troops. How did the Battle of Bunker Hill affect British in the future?
They lost their spirit and momentum to fight militias.
Now, the events that occurred here in the Boston Metro not only helped the colonies' morale. The patriotic symbolic city helped hold the colonies together, eventually contributing to the outcome and victory of the American Revolution for the Americans. I'm Calvin Kan, reporting from Top News in Boston.